Hey everyone, in this video we are building 2 swimming pools. This is part of a series I did, building 2 swimming pools in under 30 days. It was the first time we have ever built 2 swimming pools side by side. Normally we've always built one at a time, and this one we were able to schedule right next to each other, and they so happen to be about 2 miles away, or 3. That's the main reason. But we've got a 30-foot Marvelous by Imagine Pools, and then we have a 40-foot Marvelous by Imagine Pools. So it made it super simple. We were able to put it together on the truck to haul it, and so it was just so nice. We didn't run into too much trouble except for that massive cistern we ran into, and you guys can see that water line flopping around. That was kind of a nuisance. Their water line, I think, to their back barn is what it was. So we just ended up running it around the pool when we got the pool set. But day 1, we had to chip up some concrete on the first pool. Then we dug it, and then we came to the second pool and started the dig, and then we finished it the next day, and then we prepped both of them the next day as well and set the shells. So we did them in 2 days: dig, set, and prep. And this was right in the middle of summer where it was 90 degrees, which for us is hot. Humidity was in the 90s. It was just insane. But I mean, it's beautiful out. The clouds. It was such a great summer this year. And if you guys are watching these videos, it's because I was gone on vacation, and so or just a little trip. So I had to fill in with some content because I didn't want to leave you guys hanging. And so on this pool build, depending on the size, we do the plumbing different. If you notice that, on the smaller pools, we'll just do 1 drain. Bigger ones, we do 2. You have to do 2 if you're going to do 2 drains. You have to hook them together in the middle because that's code. The other one, we just hook into the skimmer. That's what we call an equalizer drain. So if you're not doing an equalizer drain, you're running a separate. You can't just do 1. You have to do 2, and that's a code all around. But yeah, there's that stinking cistern, man. I don't know if it's gonna settle underneath of our pipes because we had to run our pipes over it, so hopefully not. But the total time to finish both of these projects from when we got on the job was, I think, 24 days. So the team crushed it, and we knocked it out pretty good, and everything went like really well, man. I mean, the only nuisance was the skid steer going back and forth, but can't really complain. Maybe one of these days I'll get a second skid steer and pay cash for it, and when we need it we can leave it at a job. But right now one's gonna do the trick. Plus I have my dingo right behind tractor. It's good enough. Everything just went so well. So we're backfilling everything with a 3/8 minus rock. It's washed rock. Sometimes I wonder if it's actually washed. It looks a little dirty, but it's not got like a bunch of dust or anything. So it definitely is clean. It ends up, it's got like a little bit of 11s in there. 11s is 3/8 minus, which I never understood. I don't know why it's got both. I don't know what they're doing. Speaking of which, I gotta check with my rock guy. We asked for 8s, we go to the 8s pile, and that's what they give us. And so, I don't know, but it works well, and then underneath the benches, we'll do 11s, which is that 3/8 minus, because it's so much easier to move, and it packs tighter together. It's hard to pack that other stuff tight. So that's kind of the benefit there. And I've seen some of these groups where people have asked me questions on my Facebook videos and whatnot, and why I use this rock over like a sand and cement mix. For my reasoning, it's drainage. It's kind of how I learned how to build pools. And so it holds it together really well, and it drains really well. And so, we do have to be very meticulous in how we pack the benches. But other than that, we've had great success. That's why we use washed rock, so it doesn't settle. But I'm curious to know, engineered specs. Around here, there is no engineer for nothing. So we build pools the best we can come up with and what people have done over the years. And we learn from that. Because at the end of the day, we want a quality project, a quality build. We want everything to be super nice. We don't want to have any issues. So everything needs to be top-notch if possible. So I don't think I showed you much of the plumbing, but this one here, we had 2 jets and then a waterfall at the front that the homeowner's going to put in. and then of course the skimmer and the drains. So there's a decent amount of plumbing, not like you would see on a gunite pool, but everything is Schedule 40 PVC. Everything is, all the 90s are sweep 90s, so big 90s. And they're all, of course, pressure fitted or Schedule 40, whatever they say on it. Making sure all the details are top notch as much as possible. And then on this one here, we had to build up with dense grade. So that was like a 3/4 minus with lime dust in it. So I have to build up a lot. Depending on the build, I'll either go 8s with sonotubes, or I'll sometimes do 8s and pack them, but most of the time I do the dense and pack those. So it just depends. On our pool forms, we use Z forms, Z pool forms by Countertop Solutions, and we have to put a receiver track down to hold them in. And then we use what we call it's called a chiseled slate finish. So if you go on their website, you can see what that looks like. But we love it. It's amazing. And sometimes, the little dirty secret here is fiberglass pools aren't always that straight. Okay, and so the way we do it is we get to be able to cheat it a little bit. So with that slate finish, you can cheat the straightness of it a little bit, and then we also can set the coping back and forth a little bit to maneuver it. And then we put Stegmeyer ties that you would put on their Stegmeyer foam forms. We put those in there to hold it, because the tape never does a 100% job. It just doesn't. It never looks that great, and or holds that great. And so we've had the most success by doing the Z forms with the Stegmeyers, and it turns out beautiful. It looks nice and straight. I do every once in a while get one to bulge out here and there, but a lot of times because the shell's so stinky crooked, I can only do so much magic with the Z forms. And it's not a matter of, I can send this shell back or not. It's just a matter of it is what it is with fiberglass. And unfortunately, that's kind of the nature of it. So there's a ton of pros with fiberglass. There's also a ton of cons. There's some cons, but it's like compared to other pools, whether it's a vinyl or gunite, everything's got a different take on what's going on. And so you can't really say, apples to apples is exactly the same. So it's not at all. But this concrete turned out great. We put a nice border in. The customer wasn't expecting that border, actually, tool joint. So that was like a nice surprise for them. They love that. Concrete cured out really nice on this one, on the bigger one, on both of them, actually. We did run into a little bit of a color issue on this one, I think just a slight. But, most of the time we get a really, really high-end finish on our concrete. Sometimes with the weather out here, it kind of dictates. But, I'm super picky, so there's always something I could fix, in my mind. Always something. And so when there is, I'm always getting with my concrete guys, hey, we need to make sure this gets done right. We need to fix this. How the control joints get placed. Everything matters to us. So, that's kind of that's what we do. And if you guys haven't already signed up for the free coaching giveaway, I'm doing 1 hour free coaching valued at $1,500. Going to be announcing the winner on this channel and at the end of the month. So go ahead and enter in your email, phone number, and name. And if you got a small business owner trying to scale, trying to start a business, whatever it is, I would love to see if I can help you guys. And this pool just looks great. It is a little dirty, unfortunately, but I was like, I'm getting the shot. I'm not waiting no longer. I'm tired of people. You're waiting on people to clean their patio and whatnot. So everything turned out really nice. And we actually had to add a little section on this patio here. And but overall, we're able to use all the dirt on this project as well, and which was super cool. Saved them a lot of money.